Welcome to Better Late Than Never tonight, live on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube. How are we all? We all good? Have we had a good day? Yeah, I've just been, as always with me. I'm all over the shop. I'm just mega busy and trying to sort too much out. Spreading myself a bit too thin at the moment, but it will all be worth it in the end. Anyway, have you had a good Monday? Has life treated you well today? I've had a good Monday. I've just been busy. Obviously, anyone that's a regular tuner inner, we've got the new office build going on at the moment. That's nearly done. They're coming back. I thought it was going to be done today, but they're doing fantastic. They are just a mill away from getting it done. They should have it done. A couple of hours tomorrow and it should be done. The weather hasn't helped today. It's been a bit damp and a bit dark and a bit dismal, and yeah, that hasn't helped. But anyway, it's well on the way, and I'm going to be in there this time next week. I should be over in the new bit. Yeah, in the new bit. In the new office. Anyway, hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood and all that. Anyway, so we do top 5 on TikTok this evening. As always, guys, this is a weight loss live. If you've got any weight loss questions, please get them to the comments, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or you're over here on TikTok. Get your questions in, and I'll do my best to answer them. But let's do some good evenings. Callum, you're in at number 1. Paul is in at number 2. Kelly C is in at number 3. Faye's in at number 4. And Sheila is in at number 5. Good evening. Stefan's in. Well, hello, Stefan. Good evening. I'm Ryan and Lauren. Jen's in. Good evening. Samantha, hey. Hope you had a good day, Jen. Yes, it was really. It's been good actually. It's just been busy, but I don't mind. Mondays are always busy anyway. Busy day Wednesday. Got the plumber in for new bathroom, swapping bath for shower. Can't wait. Oh, very nice. Oh, Stefan's getting a new shower. Yeah, so. You'll be the same as me, Stefan, sort of dodging workmen and stuff like that. To be fair, they're outside. It's no issues at all. But you just got to keep, just not keeping an eye. That sounds bad. I'm not keeping an eye. I'm just making sure that they don't need me for anything. And then obviously just keeping an eye in the sense that lots of little bits that I'm like, oh, can you put that there? Can you do this here? Can you put that there? Not that I'm a pain in the arse. I don't think as a person to work for. I'm pretty chill, but it looks brilliant. Honestly, I can't believe the guy that's done it. What an absolute legend. He's done such an amazing job. It looks so good. Anyway, I can't wait. Once it's all decorated and all sorted out, we'll be in there. We'll be in there sooner rather than later anyway. Debs, good evening. First dog training of the year. Oh, Debs has been dog training. Steve is in. Good evening. And Anna. I didn't know if I'm coming or going. I know how you. Yeah, absolutely. It's just the way it is, isn't it? I don't think there's gonna be. I've had a look, and everything is absolutely anything that I could think of. They've done it. They've absolutely done it. They've done a brilliant job. And to be honest with you, the guy that's running the thing, the guy that owns the business that's doing it, every couple of hours, like, oh, can I say, right, we're going to do this, I'm going to do this, we're going to finish with this, we're going to do that. Is that all right? Yeah. We're going to put this on. Yeah, that's great. Right, I'm going to put your door in. Do you want it to open this way? Do you want it to open that way? Do you want it to, right, okay, I've put your electrics in here because you're going to put a TV there and you're going to put this, and I'm just like, yeah, brilliant. They've done absolutely amazing. Done absolutely fantastic. Just have to wait for the bill. Wait till I get the bill. I'm like, oh no. But anyway, it's going to be worth it. Tried that protein meat feast pizza from Aldi tonight. Proper nice. Which one, Jen? Did you go for the chiller or the frozen? I had a look at the frozen ones have gone. So I think the frozen ones are a bit like the chiller ones last year, where they put them out as a little bit of a test. There's someone message today saying, why are the macros for the frozen one so much better than the chiller one? And the honest answer is the base. All right, so the base in the frozen one is a protein base. You can tell it's one of the best protein bases I've had. If you compare it to like the My Protein one, it's much better than that, but it is a protein base, and it's a bit more, like I say, yeah, it is, it's a protein base. So They tend to put pea protein in the base, so it is a little bit chewier. It can be very carb-y. I don't think the Aldi one is very carb-y. It's a lot that it's, but basically, if you can't handle that, go for the chiller one. The chiller one's really, really good because it's just got kind of a normal base. It might have a little bit of protein, but nothing amazing. What is the most fastest way to lose belly fat? There isn't a fast way. There is target fat loss, right? It comes on where it comes on, it comes off where it comes off. You go into a calorie deficit, and you go into a calorie deficit until you're a healthy weight. And once you're a healthy weight, your fat will have gone. Now, you could go into, when I started my weight loss journey, I lost predominantly all my weight at the beginning went off the top half of my body. It was really weird. And then the second half went from the bottom half of my body. Can't spot target fat loss. There's no fast way to lose belly fat. Just go into a calorie deficit. It'll come off when it comes off. Yeah. The children, yeah, they're really good. They are really, really decent. Great portion control, great calorie control, a decent amount of protein for a pizza, and they taste good. I think a lot of people forget that with food. You know? I get so many comments over on Facebook or Instagram where people are like, I put a protein bar up. Loads of comments. I put a recent protein bar up from Lidl, right? And I just get loads of comments. Why not just have a chicken breast? And I'm literally like, because it tastes rubbish, right? There's just no comparison. And don't get me wrong, yeah, chicken's fantastic. I love chicken. I eat it all the time. But if I'm fancying something quick and easy and something that's going to satisfy a sweet craving, I'm going to reach for something like this rather than having a chicken breast. Because I'll have a chicken breast, yeah, I'm getting protein in, but it's not going to satisfy a sweet craving. It's not going to add variety to my diet. So, there are some, and things like a protein bar isn't the only option to get a protein snacking. It's not. There's lots of options out there. But anyway, I'm going off on tangent now. Hi, amazing chicken dinner, loads of veg, and just under 650 calories. I'm loving life. Hannah, I'm glad you're loving life. You've had a great start to the year. And chicken dinner, you can't go wrong. You absolutely can't go wrong. That's they're very communicative. It's a big word for them tonight, Callum. Don't make me read big words out, please. I'm tired. Yeah, they are. They're absolutely superb. Absolutely superb. I couldn't have asked for any more. Like I say, every couple of hours. Right, we're going to do this. Is that all right? We're going to do that. Is that all right? We're going to do. Yeah, that's great. Yeah. I think it'd be better if we did this. Yeah. Do you want it this way? Yeah, can do. Just done great. Ow! Smack my hand on the desk. Anyway, yeah, it's been really, really good. Really, really good. I could highly recommend it. If anyone's in the area, I would highly recommend it. Nikki, this is off YouTube. How do you feel about the use of weight loss jabs to help people stick to their deficit? Didn't get one this morning. I did not get a weight loss jab question this morning. Okay, the old weight loss jab. Let's cover it for today. Let's cover it for today. What do I think of the weight loss injections to help people stick to their deficit? Well, do you know what, Nikki? You're the first person, I think, to ask me about weight loss jabs that is actually sort of worded it correctly. That is what they're there for. They are there to help you stick to your deficit, all right? You still need to be in a calorie. I think a lot of people just think this weight loss jab causes weight loss. It doesn't, right? It's a help. It's a tool to help you stick to your calorie deficit. You still need to be, mindful of your calories. You still need to improve your overall diet. You still need to improve your overall movement. What do I think of them? And I've said this a lot. I'm actually going to do... I'm going to get it recorded this week. I'm going to do so episode 35 of my podcast. I talk about weight loss injections, right? I'm going to do one now that's just around Mounjaro, all right? Because there's loads of weight loss injections, but I'm going to do one that's quite specific towards Mounjaro, yeah? And what are my thoughts, right? If used, and I'll say this in the podcast, if used in the right way by the right people, it could be a great tool. If used in the wrong way by the wrong people, it's just going to be a nightmare, really. Not a nightmare, but this is what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a lot more people using it in the wrong way than in the right way. So that's my honest answer to that, really. But if used in the right way by the right people, and this is the problem with it. It's been abused. If you have a BMI of 28 or more, right, that's you qualify for the weight loss jab. But there's no regulation. People can go on online and just lie and say they've got a BMI. And as soon as your BMI is, people should be monitored on it all the time. They should have to send in a regular, or it shouldn't be available online. It shouldn't be available to post. You should have to go to a pharmacy to get it, right? There's loads of pharmacies everywhere, right? So you should have to go to some sort of local pharmacy within your area, and that pharmacist should weigh you in and look at your BMI and go, right, yes, you qualify for it. Now, don't get me wrong, the BMI scale is archaic. It's not a great way of determining whether someone's overweight or not, but I kind of get where they're coming from with the jab. It does allow some sort of regulation, yeah. So and don't get me wrong, these aren't new. These have been around for ages, right? These GLP-1s, Saxenda 22, Ozempic 23, Mounjaro 24. There'll be a new one this year. There'll be loads of them coming out, I think. So yeah, if used in the right way by the right people, but unfortunately it's getting abused. Right, like anything, and it'll disappear. And I don't mean weight loss injections will disappear. They'll be around forever and a day, I think, unless long-term health issues crop up around people taking them when they're not diabetic. But we won't know that for a few years yet. But the boom will all disappear, because what people realise eventually that it's the same as any diet. If you're not willing to put the effort in, you're not going to get anything out of it, and they're flipping expensive. They are flipping expensive. Ellie's asked, what is a calorie deficit idiot's guide? All right. So let's do an idiot's guide to a calorie deficit. All right. So our body fat, right? So us idiot's guide, us getting fatter or us getting thinner is down to one thing. And one thing only. It's nothing to do with the food that we eat. It is to do with the amount of calories we eat compared to the amount of calories we burn. So we burn calories every single day through our metabolism, through everyday movement, and through doing physical activity. Right? We also have a fourth calorie burn, which is called the thermic effect of food. But I'm not going to go into that because it does play. It actually plays a bigger part than exercise does. But it can get a little bit complicated, and we're doing an idiot's guide. So really, the three ways we'd look at calorie burning is metabolism, everyday movement, and any exercise that we do. And we add all that together, and that gives us our calorie burn. And we can do that daily, we can do it weekly, we can do it monthly, it doesn't matter. We then take calories in. So a calorie is a unit of energy that we determine energy used by the body and energy taken in by the body. So we take energy in through food and drink, right? So whatever goes in here, food or drink, if I then compare that to the amount of calories I burn, what the difference is will determine whether I get fatter or thinner. So if I eat more calories than I burn, so I burn 2,500 calories in a day and I eat 3,000 a day consistently, I'm going to get fatter. That is called a calorie surplus. That means you are eating more calories than you burn. If I eat the same amount of calories a day, so I eat 2,500 calories a day and I burn 2,500 calories a day, the energy I'm eating is the same as the energy that I'm taking out of the body. My body fat, I will not get fatter. I will not get thinner. I will stay exactly the same, right? In terms of body fat. That is called a calorie maintenance. Now, if I burn 2,500 calories in a day and I eat 2,000 calories in a day, so I consume less calories than I'm burning, I will get thinner. Because I burn 2,500, I eat 2,000, my body still needs the other 500 calories. Where does it get that from if I'm not giving it from food? It gets it from your stored energy, aka body fat. And when we consume less calories, so I burn 2,500, I eat 2,000. When we eat less calories than we burn, that is called being in a calorie deficit. So we have three energy balances. Calorie surplus, eating more calories than we burn. Calorie maintenance, eating the same amount of calories as we burn. calorie deficit, eating less calories than we burn. And it doesn't matter what diet you go on, what weight loss method you use. If you go on Slimming World and you sing your food every day, and your healthy A's and your healthy B's and your speed foods and your free foods and all this, right? And over 3 months you lose 2 stone, it is because sticking to the regime of Slimming World, you have consistently eaten less calories than you have burned, and you are in a calorie deficit. Likewise, if you do the ketogenic diet where you don't eat carbohydrates, and over 2 or 3 months you lose a couple of stone, that is because by cutting out carbs out of your diet, it means that you have reduced your calorie intake, and that has put you into a calorie deficit. That's it. That's all the calorie deficit is. It's not a weight loss method. It's not a diet. Right? It's just how we describe eating less calories than we burn. Yeah. I've burned 1,333 calories today, but obviously it's less than that. Yeah. So is that the red ring on your watch, Stefan, that is saying you've burned 1,333 calories, right? So that your red ring on your Apple Watch includes your movement calories, your everyday movement calories, steps, and any exercise you might have done. So mine says I've done 1,680. Now, these things, not just Apple Watches, all fitness trackers, it doesn't matter whether it's a Samsung, a Fitbit, a Garmin, or an Apple Watch, they're all optimistic on calorie burn. If you knock 30% off, you're going to be much closer to your actual calorie burn, right? For some people, that could be a little bit more. Some people, it could be a little bit less. But if you knock 30% off, so my watch says I've burnt 1,680 calories. If I knock 30% off that, which is what, 300, 6 times 3. So let's say not 5. So that'd be 1,100. Let's say it's about 1,100 calories. That would be closer. And that would suggest that today I have burnt, because my metabolism's 2,500, I've burnt 1,100 calories, active calories, 3,600. Yeah, that's about right. Because I average about 3,400 calories a day, right? That's what I average. But I probably burn 3,600 4 days a week, maybe 5. But I will have a few days a week where I burn 3,001, 3,200 because I don't go to the gym or train, right? So it's all about averages, yeah? Right, let me scan down. Yeah, I've stopped taking mine. I was taking 3 different injections. Would have cost thousands. Take it what? Weight loss injections. I didn't know you were on the weight loss injection, Stefan. Lots of money to be made in the weight loss injection industry. There is, and unfortunately, I've never had any judgment on this person because I've never worked with them. I'm not a massive fan of the way they deliver their content, but they might not be a massive fan of the way they deliver my content. But I have seen this person absolutely going after weight loss injections, left, right, and center, right? Absolutely destroying them a little bit and having a go at people that take them. And yesterday I saw a video of this said person. Actually, now he's trying to work with a pharmacy that supplies Mounjaro to get people that sign up to his app a discount code. There you go. Money over morals. 18 months ago when weight loss injections were, some people were taking them, some people weren't. People were stopping taking them because they were getting themselves in, they were getting very nauseous. Saxenda, taking it every day, slating them. Now they seem quite popular. Oh, how can I make my money? And he's labelled it that I'll pass everything back on to you guys. I don't want any commission. I don't want this, that, and the other. Yeah, all right. Something's all right. So, and again, I don't know. I just think it's selling out a little bit. I could quite easily jump on the bandwagon. I've worked with loads. I've got clients now. I think I've got 7 clients now that are on Mounjaro, and I work with them, and I'm changing the plans around a little bit for them and giving them some advice and helping them on it. But am I going to go down the route? And it might be my downfall. My company might go bust for it because they did. But I'm not going to sacrifice. And if that happens, I'll go back into personal training or I'll go on and do something else. I have no idea. But, at the moment, I'm not going to go. Like I say, people come to me. exactly the same as I've never changed my stance on bariatric surgery. I think the only people that should go for bariatric surgery are people where their weight is currently really threatening their life. Right, that is my honest truth. That's my honest. But do I work with people? Do I have several clients on board now that have had back? Yeah, I do. I work with people because I want everyone to have success on their weight loss. I work with everyone, but I'm not going to go around not selling out. And maybe I'm being stupid. I don't know. Like I say, maybe these weight loss injections are just. I can't see it. That might come and bite me in the bum. You know, there's 30 million people just in the UK alone that have a weight issue, and not many people can afford £200 a month disposable income, especially if they don't get the results out of it. And a lot of people won't get the long-term results out of it because it'll just be another fad diet, you know. It's one thing supporting people who happen to take MJ, but to basically encourage it is not okay. Yeah, exactly. That's kind. Yeah, I suppose that's where I'm at the moment because it is a medication. It is, and you know, I'm not going to sit here and go. I'm not going to sit here and become the MJ loss boss to try and get. I don't believe people should be slamming medications into their body for you know, like I say, for some people, yes. For a lot of people, no. You know, but there are a lot of people that are doing it. You know. Right. Let me scan up. So there it is. And like I say, I'll help anyone. If someone comes to me and says, I don't want to eat carbs, but I want to lose weight, I'll try and get them not to eat. I'm not going to try and influence them massively. I'll give them the benefits of what eating carbs are and try and help change their mindset around if they've got a negative one. But my main philosophy is to get people to lose weight healthily and sustainably. And, you know, if someone says, I'm not eating carbs, right, well, there's definitely a healthier way to do it. If you're not going to eat carbs, then you've got to make sure that your proteins are good. You've still got to make sure that you're not overeating saturated fats, right? You've still got to make sure that you're eating a healthy amount of calories. And I'll try and guide people on that. You know, I'll help anyone. My red ring is 564 today. That's not bad, Jen, considering size. I don't know if you've done any movement. Insulin injections, and one of them had something in to help lose weight. Yeah, well, to be honest with you, Stefan, that's what your insulin injection. If you've been, obviously, if you're type 2, that's what Mounjaro is. It's a GLP-1. It's a type 2 diabetic medication. You know, that's what it's designed for. It's not designed for weight loss. It just so happens that when people were taking this GLP-1, they were noticing that their appetite was suppressed, right? And then they sort of regulated it and said whether you've got insulin resistance or not, you can jab this in your system safely. And again, you know, and I think the big thing with Mounjaro is why I don't mean I'm not overly concerned about it, but if people don't do it in the right way, it isn't going to lead to long-term success. It just never will do. It's like any fad diet, right? You can turn anything into a fad diet, you know? People on Mounjaro or any GLP-1, like I say, there'll be another one that'll come out. And will they get cheaper in the future? Yes and no. There'll be a balance with it because, you know, are they going to end up being £30 a month in the future? I don't think they will be because it is a medication. There's a lot of risk behind them, a lot of insurance behind them for people using them. And while demand's there, price will stay high. You know, price will stay high. Right. 2,074 including resting. That's not bad, Jen. I don't know how many steps you've done. I did walk 17,000 steps today. That's why. Good lad, Stefan. That's a good level of movement. Really, really good. Mine says 2,445 total including resting. Yeah, you guys, I know your current weight. So actually, the lighter you are, the more accurate these become. Right, the lighter you are, the more accurate these can become. Your activity watches. It tends to be because my heart rate, my body does work a bit harder for movement anyway because of my size. Because I'm a big guy, you know. Anyway, right, let's refresh. It's the brochure that irks me. Promoting it as if it's a TikTok shop item to get commission. Exactly, that's it. This is medication. I don't even know why people are allowed to do that. I know it's not like a prescription med, but it has to be sold through pharmacies, and you have to have certain criteria to get to that point. So I have no idea why so many people are like you say, it's like it's a TikTok shop item. You know, when people are influencing other people to take a medication, which is what it is, You know, do you remember the uproar of vaccines in COVID? Like not everyone, but there were so many people that were absolutely outraged. And it was all over Facebook, all over this, you know, the government are trying to control us and all this. It was absolutely mental. No, it's just a vaccine. Been taking it, you know, everyone's got the scar on their arm from the TB when they were thingy, and you get vaccinated as a kid, and you take your dog to get vaccinated and all this, that and the other. You know, no one's trying to rule anybody or control anybody. It's just something to help people not die. Basically, that's all it is. And there was an uproar about it. And now, like every Tom, Dick and Harry on TikTok, he's got a commission code for people buying a type 2 diabetic medication. And you don't hear anyone going, no one's in uproar about it. It is absolutely bonkers, you know. How many anti-vaxxers are happy to take MJ? Correctly, that would be a really interesting. I'd love to know that statistic. You'll never know it because I don't think people are. But yeah, how many people in COVID went, "Oh, I'm not getting the jab. I'm not getting vaccinated. Absolutely no, not happening." And then yeah, a couple of years later, they're happy to inject a type 2 diabetic medication into their body just to help them lose a bit of weight. I don't know. It doesn't sit right with me. Might sit right with other people. But yeah, there'll be a few. There'll be a good few. I guarantee it. Tips on dealing with cravings. I've had this question quite a lot this last couple of weeks. I've had this question a lot. And I think it is when we go from a period of overindulgence like Christmas is, and then we're getting back on track or we've started a new diet or something like that, cravings can be quite high. And you sort of, it's kind of part and parcel of it. I did it a little bit last week. I talked about it. I've released this week's weekly weight loss vlog. I've not put it out in social media, but it's out there, guys, on YouTube if you want to go and have a look. Yeah, so in this week's weekly weight loss vlog, I got the hunger last week, Thursday, Friday, the cravings, the hunger a little bit. A couple of different reasons for it. But what are tips for dealing with cravings? So first of all, Danielle, if you're still on Facebook, what are you craving? Right, what is it? Is it crisps? Is it chocolate? Is it sweets? Generic answer. So my first tip for dealing with cravings is eat what you're craving. Right? Because a lot of people, they go cold turkey this time of year. Like me, I've done dry January. Boom. Right, dry January, I'm not doing it. Now, alcohol's a bit different, I think. But a lot of people will start a weight loss journey, 1st, 2nd, 3rd of January, 6th of January, 1st Monday of January is the 6th. And so many people go, I'm not eating chocolate. I'm going on a diet. I'm not eating chocolate. I'm not eating crisps. I'm not eating takeaways. And now, like 2 weeks in, you start going, I fancy a bit of chocolate. I fancy a bit of crisps. So first of all, eat what you crave. What's your vice, as you might call it? A lot of people say chocolate's my downfall. Doesn't need to be, right? So if you're currently sat there craving chocolate, make sure you're having a bit of chocolate. Now, obviously, can you eat 6 bars of Cadbury's Dairy Milk every single day? Usually sweet stuff. I had Greek yogurt with berries and a meringue crust in today, which definitely helped. Absolutely fantastic. Really, really good dessert. That very, very filling. Feels like a bit of a sweet treat, but it's not gonna kill your sweet cravings. So here are my top tips for dealing with cravings. All right. I've already said number 1, make sure you're eating your cravings, things that you enjoy eating. Make sure you're building some sweet stuff in. Tonight I've had a Kinder Cornetto ice cream. We've been to Asda shopping this evening. Rachel she's got a job interview on Wednesday, so she wants some new clothes for a job interview. So we've been to Asda. She's got a couple of new bits, and I said to her, I fancy a bit of an ice cream. Should we get a McFlurry on the way home? I love a McFlurry. I absolutely love it. I've only had 1,800 calories all day today. Not going to have any snacks in bed or anything like that. So I said, so let's have a McFlurry. And then we was at the till, and the ice cream bit was just behind us, and we had a little look, and they had Kinder Cornetto things on offer, £2.50. So let's have one of them. 218 calories, a bit less than a McFlurry. That'll tick the box. And that's it. That's my, lovely. Right? So eat your sweet, eat something. So you've got to build them into your calories, but don't over-restrict yourself. So that definitely helps with cravings. I find sugar-free pop. Sugar-free pop is a belter for helping with sweet cravings. You fancy something sweet, especially at night time, get a can of sugar-free pop. 0 calories or very low in calories. Very, very sweet because it has sweeteners in it rather than sugar. I find that really, really helps. Yeah. What else helps with cravings? High protein, high fiber diet will reduce food noise, and that will help regulate your blood sugars. What else helps with sweet cravings? That's about it, really. And do you know what? Last but by no means least, there's other bits and pieces, but those are the main ones. Eat some of your cravings, high protein, high fiber diet. Sugar-free drinks, absolutely game changer for helping with sweet cravings. Also, get calorie controlled, sweet things in. Things like your low-calorie ice creams. Things like, if you want a Mars bar, get an ice cream Mars is 140 odd calories, whereas a full Mars bar is over 200 calories. Little things like that. There's lots of good calorie-controlled sweet stuff out there. It's mostly after I've done a spin class. I get really hungry and want sweet stuff. Okay. So that is a totally different thing. Why does Danielle, after a spin class, get really, really hungry and want sweet stuff? Because, Danielle, you're having a little bit of a sugar crash, right? And this is the reason why I struggled a bit with my calories last week. I had a hypo on Thursday, so I'm a non-diabetic hypoglycemic. I'm not saying you're hypoglycemic, Danielle, at all, but what exercise does, so we have blood sugars, right? Let me get me God, I always have so much stuff in here. I think this side's free. Right. Okay. Now, if I get the numbers slightly wrong here, please forgive me, but I'm kind of gonna do a little chart. This might be reversed, so you'll have to forget. Do you know what? Bear with me. I'm going to show you why Danielle is craving sweet stuff after her spin. Okay. Is that reversed? It's reversed. It's reversed on both. It's reversed. In fact, I can do it on TikTok. Let me do that. That's the right way around now. Okay. Can I mirror on here? I don't know. On my stream. I don't know if I can. Anyway, that's a 4. That's a 2. It's just a bit reversed, right? So, basically, we have blood glucose, right? There is glucose in our blood all the time. And when we eat something, our blood glucose goes up. So if I eat, I don't know, for me breakfast, I'll have Greek yogurt, protein powder, berries, granola on top, right? My blood sugars will go up a bit, like that, right? And then my body will release insulin from my pancreas, and then that will bring my blood sugars down. Next time I eat, they'll go up, and then they'll go up, and the whole purpose of these blood going up is the insulin from my pancreas takes these blood sugars and transports my cells into my brain, my muscles, into my liver to be used as energy. Natural process, very, very good process. And when your blood sugars go up, and this is a good level for your blood sugars, right? Between 2, right? It might be. Please forgive me if I've got the numbers slightly. It is around there, right? And when you're fasting, so you wake up in the morning, so you've not eaten at night, your blood sugars hover in this zone here, right? And that's good. If your blood sugars hover, let's put another number in here, 6, right? Right? If you wake up in the morning, you test your blood sugars, and they hover in this zone here between 4 and 6, you're pre-diabetic, right? If they hover above 6, you're diabetic, right? You're type 2 diabetic. Now, your blood sugars can raise above 6 and come back down from eating. That doesn't mean you're diabetic. That's just natural response. Diabetes is measured on fasting levels, where your fasting levels sit. Now, why does Danielle crave blood sugars? So, this healthy level for our blood sugars here, when we get down to this level here, which is low, right, we don't want our blood sugars to dip into this zone here, under 2. And when we get our blood sugar to this zone here, our body automatically, you need to raise your blood sugars up. exercise, especially vigorous exercise like spin, exercise naturally lowers blood sugars. So let's say Danielle, she gets up in the morning, she's not eating anything, and she goes and does a spin class. Her blood sugars are sat here anyway because she's a healthy person. I'm just assuming Danielle's a healthy person. And as she does a spin, her blood sugars reduce because that's what exercise does. It helps to regulate blood sugars. And if it gets down to this point here, you're getting sugary cravings. It's natural, Danielle, right? There's nothing you need to do about it. If you want to train fasted or not eat anything, don't worry about it. Just be aware of it. As soon as you finish your spin class, within 10 minutes, 5-10 minutes to finish your spin class, have something sweet. Have a banana, right? Have a Nutri-Grain bar. Have a Rice Krispie square, whatever you want. Right? Have a bit of sugar like that, and that'll just your blood sugars back up, yeah, and you're craving for an hour, 2 hours. Now, I've done my spin class, I'll get a shower, then I've got to drive office, or then I've got to drive, and when I get home, I've got loads of bits to go a good period without eating, and your blood, yeah, and your sugars are staying low, the worse your cravings will get. So literally, if you notice that after spin, so if you're sort of spinning at say 5 o'clock at night and you've not eaten since lunchtime, probably going to bring your blood sugars right. Again, if you're spinning fasting, let's say you're doing spin 9 o'clock in the morning, right, and at half, you might wake up with normal blood sugars here, and you have your bowl of Frosties, and your blood sugars go bing. They're what we call spike because Frosties is very high glycemic, lots of sugar in there, right? If your blood sugars spike, right, and you then go spinning, you could get, again, a crash. And this is what happened to me on Thursday. I spiked my blood sugars after training, right? And then they dipped and they went into this zone here. And when they go into that zone there, the low zone, that's where I'm having a hypo. And it's literally my body going, you need sugar now because you need your blood sugars to get back to the healthy zone. That's what it is, right? So, dead simple, if you notice that you end up very, very hungry and sugary cravings after exercise, it's because your blood sugars are a bit too low and you just need something a bit carby. Banana's great for it. Banana digesting, very, very healthy, and it will do the job if you're not diabetic. Obviously, if your blood sugar's dropping to a type 1 diabetic, full fat Coke. Best thing you can do. I used to train someone type 1 diabetic, and I had to tell them to bring a full fat can of Coke with them because if they had a dip in their blood sugars, because your blood sugars drop training, right? Get a can of Coke down, bing, they'll be, save your life. Save your life if you type 1. Does that help, Danielle? Just understanding what, sometimes we just need to understand why. Does that make sense? That's dangerous under 2. You go into a coma. Well, yeah, but and I said that. Please don't take literally the numbers, right? I'm just saying it's like under 3 or whatever. I'm saying don't take the numbers literally, right? Because the only people that actually will know what their blood sugars are people that are diabetic that measure them, right? And you'll know what your levels are, right? So I said, please don't take the numbers. Right, let's scan up. Have you seen the True Fruit strawberries? They look nice, low in calories. Yeah, they're good. I've had them all. I've had all the True Fruit flavors. They're flipping expensive, but they are very, very tasty. Very, very nice. It's just fruit coated in chocolate, but they're frozen, so there's no real waste. They're good. Yogurt and 2 mini pepperonis from Aldi. Well, is that been your tea? I woke up at 3 a.m. this morning and I was starving. I thought, oh no, I'm going to cave. So I ate a protein yogurt and 2 mini pepperonis. Perfect, Kirsty, really. Good, decent bit of protein there. What's the best resource for figuring out your calorie deficit? I'm getting conflicting info. Holly Taylor, don't get conflicting info. Come join my community and I will work your calories out for you. There's no conflicting info. I've got no hidden agendas. I've got no reason. I just give you your amount of calories, right? Why you'll get conflicting info is because you'll be using 3 online calorie calculators, which are all different, and you'll be putting all your details into TDEE, and they'll be giving you one amount. Then you'll be doing MyFitnessPal, that'll be giving you another amount. That's where you're getting conflicting info. That's because they're free online calorie calculators. They're just very generic, computer-based formula things that spit out basically pretty random numbers. In all honesty, they can give, some of them will give you a decent ballpark figure, right? But like MyFitnessPal's rubbish. I tell you why MyFitnessPal's rubbish. It gives you too much control. It gives you too much control. You ask, how much weight do you want to lose? 2 pounds, right? How much do you move? It's dead sedentary. Next thing, it gives you 1,300 calories a day. Then it'll go to another one, and you'll be like, I'm active, and it doesn't ask you how much weight you want to lose. So it automatically puts you into maybe a healthier calorie deficit, and it gives you 2,000. You're like, well, MyFitnessPal says 1,300. This says 2,000. What's right? What's right is the calories I give you. So if anyone wants their calories working out, TikTok profile, Facebook profile, YouTube channel, my link tree now is on all my social media platforms. Instagram. Click on my link tree. First tab of my link tree is an inquiry form. Send over an inquiry form if you want to touch base first. But my community, your first month is £5 using code WELCOME. And as part of joining my community, you get a calorie breakdown. If you want to just join my community just to get your calories, it's a £5. If you want to cancel straight away and leave, no worries whatsoever. Absolutely fine, right? But I'm hoping that you'll come in and go, right, well, I've paid a £5 for a month's access. I might as well sit here for a month, and I'm hoping you like it. And if you like it, your next month's a tenner. And that's it. It'll never be any more than a tenner a month. And it is a really good environment for a tenner a month. So it's £5 to come and try it out, and you'll get a full calorie breakdown. And if after a month you like it, it's £10 to carry on in there. If you don't like it, cancel and leave. It's entirely up to you. All right. But I'm definitely the best place. Kels, go have a bit of chocolate. If you want chocolate, go and have a bit of chocolate. Yeah. And the little rice drizzle things are amazing. Them Drizzlicious. They are absolutely sensational. If anyone wants to try them, I will put them in my TikTok shop now. I'll show them you. They are absolutely amazing. Little rice cakes. They are delicious. They're not the cheapest things in the world because they're imported from America, so I'm not going to suggest they are. But each bag, they work out about £5 a bag, right? No, they don't. They don't even work out £5 a bag. They're about £4 a bag, right? And each bag, they're about £4 a bag. And each bag has about, let me work it out, has about 6 portions. So they're about 70p a portion. So they're not that bad. You've just got to outlay a little bit of money. This is my favourite flavour, French toast. They're absolutely amazing. And basically, the rice cakes, the tiny little rice cakes, nice little rice cakes, they're absolutely delicious. Sorry to you guys on YouTube and Facebook. You know, if you want them, jump onto my TikTok shop. But literally, 21 of them is 90 calories. And when you actually measure out 21, it actually feels like I mean, that is like what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's just 10 there. So you get double that for 90 calories. And if you eat one at a time, it actually feels like they're so good. You had a decent portion. They are really, really good. And like I say, I know they're not as cheap as they were. I thought they'd sell them in somewhere like Costco. You know they're American because they've got an American nutritional label. Maybe they'll bring out some sort of British version. But the rice cakes, they've got chia seeds, quinoa, flaxseed in them. So they'll have a decent bit of fibre in them, actually. I don't think Americans worry too much about dietary fibre. I know that sounds really like stereotyping, but one thing I love about American nutritional labels is I love how the calories are displayed. It is just so easy to. Why do we not have just 90 calories a serving? Why do we not have calories so clearly displayed in our nutritional labels? I know it's not stupidly disguised, but I do enjoy that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying the Food Standards Agency or is it the FDA that is America's regulating body. I don't think their nutritional labels are quite as. I don't think their standards are as good as ours. But anyway, and French toast. What a flavour that is. I think that's my favourite flavour. I think it is. That or s'mores. Anyway, if you want them, I've pinned them. They're really, really good. And yeah, they're just nice for a little bit of a sweet kick a little bit. They're a healthier sweet treat. They are a bit healthier. Like I say, got chia seeds in and quinoa, flax seeds and stuff like that. They're very, very nice. Just tried the birthday cake ones. They're delicious. They're Rachel's favourite. The birthday cake ones. I've got cinnamon birthday cake. Berry, that's my least favourite. Rachel loves the berry one. It's my it's not my sort of favourite, but Rachel really likes it, you know. Anyway, there we go. M&S cheese and Marmite clouds are banging. 112 calories for 7 grams of protein. Never tried them. I might nip to M&S. I'm taking right, guys. I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm not just saying this. It says there's 17 left in stock of them Drizzlicious. So if you want some, go get them quick. They have been selling but it's just everyone's jumping on them because January, innit? Everyone wants a bit of a healthier kick, if that makes sense. They are stunning. Buy direct and they are cheaper. Had 6 big bags. Oh, that's good. Right, if you can buy them direct, go buy them direct. If you can find them cheaper than what they are on TikTok Shop, go and get them. But they are absolutely amazing. They are so good. Right, let me. They are until you eat the whole bag. Well, that's the same with absolutely anything. That is the same with absolutely anything. Don't eat the whole bag. Got to learn that self-control. You can do it. You know you can. I'm scared I'll put weight back on when I come off Mounjaro. I do exercise 6 days a week. Sophie, you will only gain fat, all right, when you consume more calories. So again, there you go. Classic example of someone not using Mounjaro correctly. And I don't mean you're not using it like healthily, Sophie, because I have no idea how much you weigh. But, you know, this is education. People should still understand about how weight loss works, even though you're using. So Mounjaro doesn't stop you losing weight. It doesn't cause you to gain weight when you come off it. The only thing that's going to cause you to gain weight is take away the appetite suppression of Mounjaro, right? Then you're going to, your appetite's going to increase. But this is why when you're using Mounjaro, you need to be teaching yourself control around food, right? Don't just rely on Mounjaro to do it. You've got to teach yourself. And what you should really be doing is, again, I've never took it. I've never dealt with a pharmacist. I have thought about buying it. No, I'm not going to take it, but I'd like to know what the journey is. I'd like to know what the support is from where you're buying it from. How are they coaching you with this? Because for me personally, obviously with Mounjaro, you build up a resistance to it, right? So when you're on 2.5 milligrams, right? And like, you know, I've got a client that's on it, and I was like, she's just started it. She's on 2.5 milligrams. And she's like, yeah, I'm doing this for 4 weeks. I'm going to 5. And then they're putting me on to 5. I'm like, why? Why are you going to... If your appetite suppression is still pretty decent of 2.5 mg after 4 weeks, you should stay on that. You want to stay on as low a dose as possible for as long as possible. You should only ever be moving up your Mounjaro doses when the suppression starts to really ease. Right? Because if you keep jumping if you jump from 2.5 to every 4 weeks, from 2.5 to 5 to 7.5 to 10 to within 16, 17, 18 weeks, you're going to be on top whack. Your body will build up a resistance to that, and you're never going to take the drug for longer than 6 to 9 months. You're probably going to be out of options with it. Right? Whereas really, if you can just hang on, you might be able to take it for a couple of years. I don't know. Everyone's different, but you shouldn't just be jumping up. Anyway, but again, you should be, when you're coming to the end of your Mounjaro journey, you should have all the tools in place to understand why you won't gain your weight back. And again, it's maybe a bit of lack of education. It's so they make more money, of course. Stefan, you're absolutely spot on. Because 5 milligrams costs more than 2.5, and 7.5 costs more than 5. So we'll start you on 2.5 for 4 weeks. Right, then we'll get you up to 5 and get more of that out of you. And then after 4 weeks, we'll get you to 7.5 and get a bit more of that out of you. We know you're probably going to come off it in 4 months anyway, so what can we fleece out of you in 4 months? Again, it's money over morals, and a lot of people are going to make a lot of money off it. And unfortunately, if you 30% of the UK population are obese, right? 30%. Do you think that is really going to change in 10 years' time unless education around food changes? Unless education, understanding around how we, how we should be eating, how we should be living our lifestyles. No, I guarantee, unless we go to the root, I always say this: you can chop the head off a daisy all day long or a dandelion, it will keep growing back. The only way you get rid of a weed is you kill the root, right? And unless we do that, I guarantee there won't be 30% of the UK population obese in 10 years' time. There'll be 35%. And people will have spent millions on these jabs. Like I say, used in the right way, they can be a great tool. Unfortunately, they're going to be used way more in a wrong way than in a right way, you know? Exactly. I'm a salesman, but wouldn't do that. I have morals. Yeah, exactly. And you know, some people don't. You know, and if they can sleep at night, that's absolutely fine. Love your podcast, Neil. Are there any other ones or YouTubers you would recommend? Oh, what in terms of content for weight loss? I have no idea if they're on YouTube. Accounts that I really like on TikTok, and I assume they've probably got YouTube channels. Certainly the American ones. I really like a guy called the Plant Slant. Have you seen him? He's called Liam. He's an American guy. He's absolutely brilliant. Right, fighting the good fight as always. Very, very honest about weight loss. Very good understanding about how it all works. Very similar to my philosophies in a way. He's really, really good. Check him out on TikTok. He's still on TikTok. Obviously, he's American. But obviously, the ban in America lasted 12 hours for TikTok. So everyone's back up and running now. And that'll sort itself. This is my prediction for TikTok. I think Meta's going to buy it. I think Meta's going to invest in it somewhere along the way. Maybe even just 20%. Right? Facebook have just set up their first TikTok account, all verified. Apparently, all the Senate that voted for TikTok to be banned have all got lots and lots of Meta stock. Right? Not that I'm a conspiracy theorist at all, but yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of investment from there. And I think if an American company can even own 10% of ByteDance or 20% of ByteDance, which will make all the government a ridiculous amount of money, I think it'll be fine. So everything, cash runs everything, doesn't it? Money runs everything. Anyway, so Liam the Plant Slant, he's really good. I really, who else do I like? I can't think from the top of my head. That young lad, the young Irish lad, Sean Casey, he's all right, isn't he? He's very dry in his delivery and quite honest and straightforward. He's maybe more of a younger audience sort of person, but I quite like his content. Again, very, very honest and straightforward and no nonsense. I really like Dr. Ids. Do you listen to Dr. Ids? So he's very good around the medical side of things. So he does a lot of science-based research because that's his job. You know, he's a doctor, but he's also a doctor in nutrition, which is very, very rare. He's a really good guy. So there's lots of different varieties of content out there. So if any of those have got more long-term, you know, some sort of, like I say, Dr. Is very, very, he gets very, very technical, a little bit jargony at times because he's all very much he goes on the research and gets it, but it's good. Because it sort of really disproves a lot of nonsense. Like I say, Liam the Plant Slant, he's great, American guy. That Sean Casey's decent. There's loads. You put me on the spot. There's loads that I recommend. Maybe I'll do a list of content creators. So if you get through my podcast, you can jump on because I watch loads of people's content. I get loads of ideas from other people's content, just like some people get ideas from mine. Right, where are we at? 9:00. I'm going very, very shortly. I've not even had time for a shower. I've showered today. Not had time for a shower tonight. I always normally have a shower before I jump on my lives. Didn't even have time tonight. I'm still wearing the same clothes as I was this morning, so I'm going to go and have a shower and then I'm going to bed. We're doing the Penguin at the moment. I've been resisting it. So we watched the Day of the Jackal. When did we watch that? A couple of weeks ago, maybe over Christmas. I can't remember, or maybe just in the new year. Smash that to you. Absolutely sensational. I've been waiting to watch the Penguin. When there's series I really want to watch, I sort of bide my time a little bit because I always end up binge watching him. Anyway, Penguin. I think we've done 5 episodes of the Penguin. We might be on number 6. Absolutely amazing. I love Batman anyway. Really, really enjoying that. Right, let me scan down and see if I missed anything. I don't think I have. I think I'm all right. Anyway, we've talked about all sorts tonight, haven't we? Have I missed anything? I don't think I have. Anyway, yeah, we talked about all sorts tonight. And I don't want, when I sort of go in and I talk about different bits and pieces, I generally don't want that people think I'm having a go. It's just my own honest opinion. I'll always be honest with you. So nothing's ever personal directed at anyone. I'm not saying anyone's took offence of anything I say, but I know I always try and stick away from controversy in a way. Unless it's idiots writing comments on my things, and then I always, to be honest with you, like my Facebook has really blown up recently. It's gone crazy. I've got 70,000 followers since Christmas because I've been posting a lot of food stuff on there. I love doing that, right? And I love doing that. And I know a lot of people that follow me and understand my philosophies around it and this, that, and the other. But it's amazing how many people you trigger off it. I know it, and someone put in my community the other day, I'm just gonna have to get off Facebook because all these comments of don't get mad at them. Honestly, sometimes I write comments. Comments make me money on Facebook, and I don't mind. I don't write anything false on Facebook, but if someone writes a comment, no, carbs are unhealthy, you should be eating carbs, or you should be promoting this, it's processed. I'll comment back to people. I'm not trying to have an argument, but when I comment back to people, they comment back to me. And when I comment back to them, they comment back to me. And if I get a comment string of 7 or 8 comments, Facebook pay me like £5 for that. So I don't mind driving a bit of controversy and a bit of nonsense. You guys don't need to get wrapped up in it. And don't think I'm offended by any of it. I am not. I do some of it on purpose because the more engagement there is on Facebook, the more your posts get pushed out by Facebook, the more your posts get pushed out, the more advertising is attached to it. And every little helps, especially at the moment, as I've just done my tax bill. So I need that £5 for 10 comments, even if they're negative ones, right? So it doesn't bother me. But my favourite one was, do you know where that chicken came from? Yeah. Someone commented today on like, and I know it's a bit pedantic, and I know it's a bit like thinking, but yeah, some guy would. Do you know where the chicken came from in this? And I literally replied saying, I'm not 100% sure, but I'll hazard a guess. It came from a chicken. That was my response to it. So, and at the end of the day, people get so triggered by like, is that chicken? Look, yeah, support British. Honestly, support your British farmers, support your British, I'm always going into my local butchers, veg shops, farm shops, my local bakers. Do I also buy stuff from Aldi? Yeah, absolutely. But am I going to sit there and go, well, I'm not eating that because it's come from this country? I'm like, well, A, that's a little bit racist. And B, every now and then, that's if it came from the UK, that meal would be £7. The fact that, the chicken might have been sourced from here, logistics, you can kill a chicken in New Zealand and it can be on my table 24 hours later nowadays. I'm not bothered where it comes from. And I generally mean that. At the end of the day, it is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, I had that super processed Greek chicken gut meal today. Decent, ain't it? I didn't fancy it all, Kirsty, to be honest with you. I was like, It took me a week to try it. And I was like, oh, go on, I'll try that one today. In fact, I had a backup thinking that's going to be a worth of calories in the bin. It was decent. And the worst thing is about that meal, it isn't ultra processed. Yes, it's been mass produced, but just ultra processed is when there's lots of different gubbins in it, right, to make it last longer. Now, again, in the amounts that we actually consume them or should be consuming them, it doesn't cause us any issues whatsoever. But an ultra processed food is basically what, if something's got a load of ingredients in that you wouldn't have in your kitchen cupboards and stuff like that, that's what people class as ultra processed and stuff like that. And actually, that gut meal thing, it's not. There's no additives or preservatives or anything in it. It is just. It's just as if you did make it from home, but people still just ready meal. It's ultra processed. No, it's mass produced. I commented on a girl's post today, and she did the same thing. That's ultra processed. And I was like, no, it's not actually if you read the ingredients. And she went, well, it's mass produced. And I went, when's that a bad thing? I'm like, if you make 8 portions of spaghetti bolognese in one go, does that make it worse than making 2? Does that mean your meal preps are unhealthy because you've made bigger portions of it? You know, whether you cook chicken in, you know, whether you roast one chicken or you roast 20 chickens and carve it all up and make different meals and freeze it all, the more you make, does that make anything more unhealthy? No. Not in my eyes. Might do in other people's eyes, but not in my eyes. So I don't care whether something's mass produced. You know, likewise, I never understand people like just because someone else makes it and you eat it up and eat it. Does that mean every time you go out for a meal, it's like really unhealthy for you, or it's really bad for you, or something like that because someone else has cooked it? I never get it. Does it? Social media absolutely makes you just it blows your mind sometimes about how unhealthy people's relationships are with food, and that's what it is. It's just a really unhealthy relationship with food. I've put my camera back to where it normally is. Is this where it normally is, or is it? I know I had it mirrored before. Anyway, yeah, I've waffled on enough. I was going for a shower 6 minutes ago. I'm flipping going for one now. Guys, it's been a pleasure as always. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. I won't be on Facebook. I'll talk to you guys shortly. I'll have your sign off. Let me say bye to TikTok. TikTok, I'm out of here. I'll be back tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. 8:30 in the a.m. You might get surprised by this. I might be a little bit late. I might be. I'm going to try, but we're actually going to go to the gym first thing in the morning. So we're going to go to the gym for 7:15. Get to the gym for 7:15. So I should be back in time. But if I'm 5 minutes late, please don't panic. And if anyone asks, is Neil on this morning because I'm 5 minutes late? Just put, yeah, he's gone to the gym early. I think that's the plan anyway. Only because I've got the guys are coming back at about 11 o'clock to just finish off. And then I need to chat to the guy about paying him and stuff like that. So I want to be back. So we're just going to head to the gym early in the morning. But I will be here 8:30-ish in the morning. All right. So TikTok, have a great evening. And I will see you tomorrow morning. All right. And you other people, Facebook, YouTube. I'll be back on Thursday. Just one more live for you guys this week. So if you want to, tomorrow, I've got a live Wednesday morning and Friday morning and Saturday morning. If you want to watch that, that is just on the old TikTok on this badger here. Right, but I will be Facebook Thursday morning a.m. So if that's the only way you come with me, I will see you then. Have a great, if I don't see you before then, have a great Tuesday, Wednesday, and I'll see you Thursday morning. Yeah?